large document, from emotional to spiritual to physical things that can happen that at first glance are uncomfortable, like nausea or crying,
right.
or, and these are all releases and things that we know about the healing crisis reactions and symptoms of that can be very confusing. Even me as a body worker and someone that cleanses and things of the body, sometimes when you are going through a detox symptom, it's alarming and you're uncomfortable and you don't know.
Yeah. It's funny because emotions are, what you said, is energy in motion. And I think it's a surprise that people find that it's in the body, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think that people have a real, it seems to me that, when someone's in front of me, they're already have made a leap. They know that, they followed their gut to be there with you. Mm-hmm. They trust you because they're there and they're hopeful and they want to feel good. They want to feel better. That's what people want. Mm-hmm. And so when that's all in alignment, I think great things can really happen, and not just physically, but absolutely physically though too, from pain reduction and inflammation reduction and blood pressure reduction, and to increasing in energy and flexibility and mobility. There's so many great things that this is my go-to to feel better, because nothing has ever come close to getting the edge off for me.
So do you work with your clients as a yoga instructor as well? And are you finding you're educating them about energy and how that works? How does that occur for you?
So I often will send my clients home with tools to empower them, so that way they do not need to keep coming back to see me. So oftentimes yoga postures and flows can greatly benefit someone, but it's dependent on what it's case by case. I do teach yoga privately, and I also teach yoga for charity. Homeless shelters in Detroit, where girls have been human trafficked, are up there. It's a very populated area for that, sadly. And so yoga is really just a passion of mine that I like to do, for charity, but I've brought it into my bodywork practice, and it seems extremely relevant.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. So why can you tell the listening audience why this beautiful energy work, and I love it myself, Reiki mixed with deep tissue techniques, because some people go and get a deep tissue massage, it might not be the same. So why, when you combine them, do you get such a great benefit?
Yeah, so this is cool. This is something I have thought about quite a bit. And what energy work is doing is it's nudging the body's own healing system and somewhat giving it a jump start, or initiating the process of healing, going to the place in the mind body that needs a little push. So I believe it's so effective because of the teamwork that is now involved between the client and the practitioner. And with this in mind, you as a practitioner are always meeting your client where they are, and the right amount of technique is always met due to the dynamic of this intelligence. So I love them together. I just think it's unbelievable. I'm excited every day of my life to work this way.
So can you share, do you have, I know you told me about somebody who got off the table, they were crying, and just some of the benefits once you get over like the initial kind of the release, that might be a little shocking to some people. Like they didn't realize that they would have such a release. Like then how long does it take? Is it different for everyone?
Sure. So it's different for everyone, absolutely. But, self-care going forward is very important so we don't find ourselves back where we were. So, healthy food, healthy relationships, paying attention to what we pay attention to, the kind of media we watch, the kind of people we keep around us. are we working with purpose or with integrity? You know, this all parts of this same puzzle about our overall, how we feel overall. And so I think I kind of work with people on various aspects of their lives and check in with them about those things. And so, you know, those things are important, as is, you know, exercise, quiet time. I really believe in salt baths in the ocean, and being outside. Nature is so healing. And writing, and in any way you can, you know, move things around and feel. Absolutely, to feel is okay. You know, too much in this society, in this culture, we're like ashamed of not being okay. And, you know, in indigenous cultures, this is actually seen as a gift and a calling. And I would love if we could somehow get back to that and embrace what's happening. Instead, how many people are not realizing their full potential because they're hiding, you know, at home.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right. So the compassion, you know, the self-compassion, you're an educator as well as a healer, and that's really important now. So, and we talk about now, we are in stressful times, but we also are in very huge opportunity times. So I like to, when you look at the positive, you find opportunity everywhere. But right now, especially during stressful times, so why, well, you've just answered this, but having people come in, you've seen the immediate response, especially now. And what I think you shared with me, how did you feel when you couldn't do this?
Sure. Yeah, you know, since our body has such a strong fear response, as I just explained, if one was to do nothing but watch the news all day, every day for a year, chances are pretty good this person would be a bundle of nerves, right? As they say, and most likely nervous and anxious, but sore and achy body. And perhaps now too, like we were saying, their digestion has been compromised as well. So the two are very closely tied, as we have heard the phrase rest and digest. So someone who has not rested may be having tummy trouble as well. So body work in its various forms and modalities show to engage the parasympathetic nervous system of the recipient. And this is vital to healing. The parasympathetic nervous system conserves energy, and it slows the heart rate, it deepens breathing, and increases intestinal activity. So it never fails. As soon as I begin to work with someone, their belly starts to gurgle. So it's
Isn't that an exciting time, Jules? I know when I work on people, I hear it's like, that's for me, is that they're starting to release from their emotional core.
Yes, immediately too. It's so amazing.
It's funny because they go, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, I want to hear that," right?
And then, you know, what's strange is I believe mine talks back sometimes, but that's for another time.
There you go.
Yeah. So, you know, it's in this restful state, though, that the body is better able to receive therapeutic treatments. And I'm sure we all would say that this year has been wow. And keeping calm and finding your breath and often looking for a mental reset to keep perspective has been a real challenge. So it's not something that everyone can find right now because we all have various stay-at-home orders, but when you can, it really is such a valuable thing that we can do for ourselves.
So self-care is huge. How often would you recommend someone experience a healing session like this? Well, if they're new, but yeah.
So it's definitely situational. Like I would suggest that someone who is maybe dealing with a frozen shoulder or a sciatica situation, they might need to come 2 times a week until the problem's resolved. This would allow for enough integration in between visits, but not too much time that the pattern resets itself. So for a chronic condition is different than an acute condition. If someone was just stressed and had no body pains, they might, their sweet spot might be a weekly visit. But weekly, biweekly, and monthly are all common approaches to frequency for that.
Beautiful. So
I'd love to get together with you because we have a lot in common. I also graduated in psychology, and so everything that you've said today is right in alignment with my 20 years of experience. So
great. That's so great.
So we definitely should get together. You're here in Sarasota, is that right?
Yeah, I'll be I'm trying to make it so I'm mostly here.
Oh, you're
And I
both in Detroit and here, is that right?
yes, I'm just now shifting my practice down here,
Uh-huh.
and we'll be still maintaining things up in the north. Probably as the year moves on, I'll slowly be, I intend to be here most of the time, but I still feel connected to some people I work with in the north.
Of course, yeah, I get that.
But so I
So
can't wait to meet you too. I can't wait to meet you as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's why I resonated with you so well, because I resonate with Patricia. So I'm sorry, and we've run out of time. I'd love to have you back on the show, but thanks everyone. Well, let the listeners know where they can reach you real quick, and
yes,
how they can reach you.
Sure, you can send me a contact form through my website is julieglassco.com, JULIEGLASSCO.com.
Fabulous. Thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to listen in next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jules.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning into our show on societybitesradio.com. Don't worry, if you've missed a show, you can find them all on our website at SarasotaHolisticChamberofCommerce.com.